Especially.
about it.
Yeah. So the Rockets lead at 47-41. Last time these two teams played in that building, it was Game 7, and Golden State knocked them out to move on to the NBA Finals. Chris Paul not playing in that game, in the last couple of games of that series, which made a huge difference in that series and the way it could have turned out. What do you make of the Rockets when they have Chris Paul in there tonight? He's got 8 points. He's hit both of his three-pointers, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on the night.
Well, listen, I don't think it's fair to compare this Rockets team to last year's team. This team is not as good as last year. Chris is going to do his thing. James going to do his thing. But they really miss Trevor Ariza and Luke Mabute. They're not as good defensively. This team is basically, they're going to win a bunch of games, but I don't look at them as a contender anymore. I think that's one of the reasons they was going after Jimmy Butler. But this team is not playing some. We talked about it last week, Kenny. This team is not as good as the Rockets team last year.
And then they part company with Carmelo Anthony before tip today.
Talent-wise, they don't have the same effect in the same areas. Even though those guys weren't high-volume scorers, they were high-quality guys, meaning that you had to defend them in certain areas of the floor, Trevor Ariza particularly, and he could defend you in certain areas of the floor. But they weren't high-volume superstars, but they were guys who could really get it done.
Before we get to you, Shaq, why wasn't Melo a fit? Why, as Daryl Morey said, the fit just wasn't there that we envisioned?
Well, I don't know if you could tell after 12 games you tried everything, but I would say that the way the Rockets currently play is that position is a stand-still shooter. So Trevor Ariza was a stand-still shooter. Tucker is a stand-still shooter. They don't particularly have the ball to make things happen. Carmelo Anthony will take shots in between the paint and the college three-point line with the same frequency that he will take an NBA three. That doesn't work well in the Rocket offense, which you would have known possibly coming into that. So I'm not sure why you thought it would be different if you didn't have a different plan.
The bottom line is the Rockets just panicked. They had to do something. They just like the Sixers. I give the Sixers great credit. They're like, we can't beat these good teams. They make the Butler trade. The Rockets are like, we got to do something. We lost our 2 best defenders. We lost 2 perimeter players. And the best name out there was Carmelo Anthony. It just didn't work.
Meantime, on the Golden State side, Draymond Green says that he and Kevin Durant have spoken after their altercation earlier this week. They're moving on. Our American Express teammates are Kevin Durant and the rest of the starters in the first half of this game. And Kevin Durant with 13 and the rest of the starters 9. Draymond Green in the first half, no points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Say what you want about Draymond Green. Does too much, plays with his emotions on his sleeves. One thing we know about him is he's always been the facilitator. That's his job. Play good defense, make some noise, and facilitate. Right here, the other night, he missed Kevin on the pass. Think if the communication was better, we wouldn't have this problem. But right here, this is what he does. He facilitates. Me and Chuck talk about it all the time. Oh, we could do this if we got 4 or 5 great shooters. You don't have to dribble. You don't have to call a play. Just facilitate. And every now and then, when they throw it back out, you make your play. But he's always done that. So the other night, again, maybe he was trying to do too much in his facilitation abilities. The ball got slipped out of his hand or whatever, overtime. Again,
that is his role, Shaq.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He lost the basketball doing the things that he normally does.
So, Ernie, that argument was all about communication. Everybody trying to blow his communication. Again, if Kevin would have said, hey, man, if you'd have kicked that thing to me in the corner with 2 seconds left, man, I was going to be up out of here. We were going to be at the club, blah, blah, blah. If he'd have came at him that way rather than, hey, man, throw the ball. Draymond's a pit bull. You come to the pit bull, this is how they react. And I disagree with that because this is, to me, all about next year, Ernie, plain and simple.
No, I'm talking about the incident itself.
I know that, but I'm talking about...
not the reaction to it.
I understand that, but I'm talking about there's a reason. The Warriors got to make a decision. They want to win a championship this year. But listen, they going into this new big billion-dollar building. They need Kevin Durant. No disrespect to Clay, Steph, Draymond, all them other guys on the team. If they don't have Kevin, they're just a good little solid team. They need Kevin Durant to charge $25,000. Solid with 73 wins. They won 2 before he got there. That was 5 years ago. Oh, that ain't the same. That won't be the same team.
Oh, I will say this. Winning. There's no way if they win an NBA championship Kevin Durant is leaving. There's impossible.
But
for a
that's
Celtics to leave.
that's
so
why.
it doesn't matter what
but
happens
that-
in the blow-up.
But that's why they can't have Durant pissing him off because he got all the cards. Kevin Durant got all the cards. New York want him.
How about that? How about this? If they lose Draymond or Kevin, they ain't gonna win.
No, they can win. They can
No,
win
they
without
can't.
Draymond.
No, they can't. No, they
No,
can't.
they can't. No,
No, they can't.
they'll still be a great
No, they
team
can't.
without Draymond.
But just
They'll
a
be a
good,
great
but
team,
just
but
a
they're not
good
gonna
little
win.
solid team.
They'll be
They're
a
not gonna
good. They
win.
won't. Hey, they will not be a contender without Kevin Durant.
They lose Kevin, they can't win, and if they lose Draymond,
They lose Kevin, they cannot win. Period.
They already won twice without him.
They did not win